begin. So in last class, we discussed what is beam, what are the various types of supports, then what are the reactions what are the reactions that a particular support can offer. Then we also discussed something about free body diagram. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So in free body diagram,
Yes,
how
sir.
did we define free body diagram? Free body diagram is that diagram where we free the body from all external agencies and we show what the external agencies must have been doing. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let us go ahead now. Now today's class, we are going to begin with the experimental procedure. Means what do we exactly do in this experiment? That's what we are going to see first. And then I'm going to come back to the analytical part of this experiment. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this experiment, we have two parts. In the first part, we have a beam of 1 meter length. So what is this length? How much is this length? 1 meter. Are you with me?
1 meter. Yes, sir.
And this beam is of rectangular cross section. So it looks something like this. Are you able to imagine this? And this beam is supported by a hinge support on one side. Are you with me, Vaidehi?
Yes, sir.
And on the other side, we are going to have roller support. But that roller support rests on a spring balance. So this is the roller support. And this, in turn, rests on a spring balance. Spring balance is something like this. So it is a plate to which the spring is attached. And you have a dial gauge here where you can read the force in the spring. Are you able to imagine this, Vaidehi?
Yes, sir.
So we have a beam with hinge support on one side, roller support on the other side. So these are all hinge supports. And roller support in turn rests on a spring balance which shows you the reading of spring force. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to call this point as A. Let me call this point as B. Are you with me? Now,
Yes, sir.
what is that we are going to measure in this experiment? So we are going to measure the reaction offered by the roller on the beam. Whatever is the reaction offered by the roller on the beam, same is the spring force. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
If I push the spring down by F, spring also offers the reaction equal to F on my hand. So therefore, whatever is the reaction offered by this roller support on this beam is same as the spring force, which can be read on this by this dial gauge. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, चलो अब बताओ, when there is no external load at all, only beam is there and it is resting in this position, what should be this reading? Should it be 0?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The answer
Should
is
be
no.
0.
It won't be 0 because this beam has its own weight. Do you agree with me?
Oh, yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So therefore that own weight must be supported by reaction at A and reaction at B. I hope you agree with me. Right?
Yes, sir.
So corresponding to its self weight, you are going to have some initial reading. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that initial reading, I am going to call it as, let us say, R0. So what is R0? R0 is initial reading.
Okay.
Now, question is, in which unit does this spring balance measure the reaction offered? So observe, yaad karo, when you stand on weighing balance, what is the result that you get? Your weight. You say it's your weight, but
Yes,
it is
sir.
something like 50 kg, 60 kg. That kg is unit of weight or is it unit of mass? Tell me.
It is unit weight.
No, kg is unit of mass. Are you with me?
Okay, sir.
So whenever you see your weight as, let us say, 50 kg, what it means is your weight is 50 kg into 9.81 Newton. Happy?
Oh, yes, sir.
So therefore, this spring balance also gives the reading in terms of kg. So let us say the reading here is R0 kg. That means what must be RB? That means RB must be R0 into 9.81 Newton.
9.81.
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me what is the least count of a particular equipment? What do you understand by least count? Tell me.
The
Have you
least
heard this word before?
measurement that it can do.
Yes. The lowest measurement that it can take is least count. Can you tell me what is the least count of scale that we typically use to measure the length?
1 mm.
Right. So if I use the same scale and I say the length of the line is 4.5 mm, that's absurd because it cannot measure 0.5 mm. Do you agree with me?
Yes. Yes,
So
sir.
all your readings should be in the multiples of least count. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So what is the least count of this balance that we have at our lab? So it is 50 gram. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So, or in other words, it is, oh, I'm sorry, it is not 50 gram. It is, yes, it is 50 grams. So it is, in other words, it is 0.05 kg. Are you with me?
0.5 kg. Yes, sir.
So all your readings will be in the multiples of 0.05 if the list count is 50 grams. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what are we going to do in this experiment? So in this, we are going to first record the initial reading R0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Then at distance X, which will go on varying. So we are going to vary this distance X. So at distance X, you will have a provision to provide a hook. To that hook, we are going to attach weights, masses M1, M2, M3. Are you with me? So let us say I have attached
Yes,
the
sir.
mass M1 at this location. So how does your observation table look like? This is the length of the beam. Are you with me? Center to center distance between hinge support and roller support is length, and that is 1 meter, or it is 1000 mm.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me? So
Yes,
how
sir.
does your observation table look like? So I will write the observation table now. So observation table will look something similar to this. The first one is, it is going to be serial number, that is reading number. Then you are going to have M1, and this M1 you will mention it in kg. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Are you with me? The value of M1, so I will call here, I will just call it as M. This value of M is going to go on changing. So these values typically, I will, let us say I take 5 readings. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 readings. So for 5 readings, let us say I have the values of M1 as, values of M as M1, M2, M3 up to M5. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So I have weights in multiples of 50 grams, masses in multiples of 50 grams. I will go on adding it to this and I will change the value of M. So I will choose randomly any 5 values M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And now I will also go on changing this distance x. So this x will change from, x can change in multiples of 200 mm. कितने multiples में change हो सकता है? 200 mm. Because I have made the
200
arrangement to arrange the hook at every 200 mm. Are you with me?
Yes,
So
sir.
therefore, in each reading, this x will be written in terms of meters. So you are going to have 5 readings of x, x1, x2, x3, up to x5. Happy?
Yes, sir.
x5. And what are you going to do? For a given trial, let us say when it is a first reading, so you have mass m1 and you have this as x1. Happy?
Yes.
You are going to measure the reading on this spring balance and you are going to report that as value of RB, which is experimentally measured. Happy?
Yes, sir.
But this value will be in kg because the spring balance shows the reading in kg. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So you will measure that value and you will mention it as RB1 to RB5. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, from all these values of RB, you need to subtract the initial reading so that you get change in RB only due to M1. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
इसमें से ये initial reading which corresponds to self weight of the beam has to be subtracted because this R0 I have to treat it as 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So while reporting, I am going to report it as RB1 minus 0 and here RB5 minus R0. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this value in kg, I have to convert it into Newton. So I have to write down RB experimental, but in Newton. Happy?
Yes.
So what do? I will multiply all these values
Multiplied
by 9.81.
by 9.83.
Can I multiply it by 9.81? Yes, because all these values are in kg. So kg into 9.81, I will get the values in experimental values of RB in Newton. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So I will call this as RB1 experimental to RB5 experimental. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So now I have 5 sets of readings. M1 x1 corresponds to experimentally measured value of RB as this, RB1 E. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And M5 x5 will correspond to experimentally measured value of RB as RB5 experiment in Newton. समझ में आ रहा है ये?
Yes,
यहाँ
sir.
तक का ऑब्जर्वेशन टेबल समझ में आया?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are going to calculate the same value of RB in Newton, but analytically. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And I am going to call it as how I will tell you that in a while. But if I am equipped with any technique where I can calculate this value of RB analytically, I am going to call it as RB1 analytical to RB5 analytical. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And what do you expect? ये दोनों experimentally measured RB and analytically measured RB, should they be same?
So, but how is it measured analytically?
That we will discuss later. But if I can find out this RB1 analytically by invoking certain principle of mechanics, should they be same? Obviously, experimentally जो value
They
आई है
should
वही
be
तो
same, yes.
analytically आनी चाहिए. But वैसे नहीं आता. There will be always some error which is measurement error. So we are going to calculate percentage error. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And how do you calculate percentage error? So in the first reading, percentage error will be RB experimental minus RB1 experimental minus RB1 analytical.
And
Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
divided by RB1 analytical into 100. Happy?
Yes, sir.
This is the percentage error in first reading, and you will calculate such percentage errors in all the 5 readings. Happy?
Yes, sir.
If this percentage error is within 5%, then as engineers we are happy. We are not scientists to have the value correct up to the 5th decimal. No, as long as it is within 5%, we are happy. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now only question remains is how do we find out this RB analytically, and that we are going to answer in a short while. Just give me a minute.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now before I tell you how to find out this RB analytically, let us try and understand what do we call this beam as. So इस beam के support कौन कौन से जरा देखो, एक side में hinge support है. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And on the other side there is a roller support. Can you
Roller
tell me
support.
now? Can hinge support offer moment reaction?
No, sir.
No. Can roller support offer moment reaction?
No, sir.
No. So neither hinge nor roller support can offer moment reaction. The supports that cannot offer, the supports which cannot offer moment reactions are called as simple supports. क्या बोलते हैं इसको?
Simple support.
So both the supports are simple supports. So therefore we call this beam as simply supported beam. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And how many spans do this beam have? How many spans does this beam have? Only one span, whose length is 1000 mm. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So it is simply supported single span beam. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
We call it as simply supported beam. Now, before we go to the analytical expressions of RB, let us now talk about the second part of the experiment and its experimental procedure. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So let us complete that discussion, and then we will discuss how to analytically find out value of RB in the first case as well as in the second case. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So let us go ahead. In second part of this experiment, we are going to deal with something called as compound beam. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So how does a compound beam look like? So unlike the first case, here we are going to have two beams such that this beam is supported by a hinge support on one end. On other end, it is supported by a roller support. Happy? But this roller support,
Yes, sir.
instead of resting on the spring balance like the first case, it rests on the another beam. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this rests on the another beam, and you are going to have a hinge support here. Happy? And on this
Yes, sir.
side, you are going to have a roller support which rests on the spring balance. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So now this beam is 1 meter of 1 meter length. Both the beams have the length as 1 meter. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this beam also is of 1 meter length, and the other beam is also of 1 meter length. This overlap which we have is 0.2 meters, that is 200 mm. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
0.2 meter. And just like the first case, we are going to suspend weights at distance x. This is M1 suspended at distance x on the first beam from left hand side support. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And what are we going to measure? We are going to measure this reaction. So I will name this point as B. So we are still going to measure RB, but we are going to measure it experimentally. Happy?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to call this as A, this as B. Let me call this point as C, or let me call this as D, and let me call this point as C. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is that we are going to follow? We are going to follow exactly the same observation table here. Same observation table. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So same observation table will be repeated here. And what are we going to do? We are going to vary this mass M1 and this distance X1. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So it will be M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, X1, X2, X3, X4, X5. What you will be measuring is RB. There is a small difference. Initial reading here was R0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
In this case, we will call it as R0, but for compound B. So I will add a suffix C here. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This is the initial reading. Now, what can you say about this initial reading? Will it be more than the earlier one, lesser than the earlier one, or same as the earlier one? Tell me. Initial reading means there is no mass M1. Simply, two beams are at rest and the reading shown by this spring balance. Will it be greater than R0, less than R0, or equal to R0? Tell me.
Greater than R0
And why do you think so?
because there are two beams involved here.
Not only that, जरा यहाँ पे देखो, this beam is also of 1 meter length. So अगर ये ऊपर वाला beam नहीं रहता, तो only corresponding to this beam you would have got R0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But as this beam is also resting at point D, so at D you have additional load. So corresponding to that additional load, this initial reading will be greater. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So that initial reading, I am denoting it as R0C. So here, when you subtract, you have to subtract R0C from all the readings. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, the table remains same. And you are going to have different expression for RB that is found out analytically. तो अब हमारे पास दो ही चीजें करने को बचती है. कौन सी? In this case, we have to derive an expression where we can find out RB analytically. And in the second case of compound beam, here also we have to derive the expression where we can find out RB analytically. You agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is the part where now I'm going to tell you that the next discussion is also useful in theory. So pay a very good attention to what I am doing next. We are now going to derive the values of RB analytically in both the cases. This is simply supported beam. This we call it as compound beam. Compound beam because it consists of two beams which are connected to one another. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to call this as compound beam. Great. Now, Vaidehi, you can mute yourself. I will ask Utkarsh to unmute himself. Utkarsh, can you unmute? Utkarsh Gupta. No response indicates Utkarsh says I have mic issues. Okay. Vivek, can you unmute yourself?
Hello, sir.
Yes. Have you understood what we discussed till now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now let us go ahead and derive the expression for RB in case of simply supported B. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So the first step that we are going to do towards this derivation is drawing free body diagram of this beam AB. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So let me do that. So let me draw free body diagram. Just give me a minute. Free body diagram. Of beam AB. Others, please mute yourself. Yes, Utkarsh. So can you please define free body diagram for me once again, Utkarsh? Utkarsh, I think you have muted yourself. No. Whom did I ask to unmute?
Sir, me, Vivek.
Vivek, sorry. So Vivek, can you redefine free body diagram for me?
So basically, free body diagram is all the masses and forces which are acting on a system. So it's
exactly. So I say ध्यान में मत रखो. Free body diagram means free the body from all external agencies and show what the external agencies were doing. Are you
yes,
with
sir.
me?
Yes,
हाँ.
sir.
Don't bring in masses and forces, anything ऐसे कुछ मत लाओ उसमें. Free the body from all external agencies and show what the external agencies must have been doing is free body diagram. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
No, I am having some noise at your end. So Vivek, you mute yourself. I will ask Siddharth to unmute. Siddharth, can you unmute? There are two Siddharths, it seems. So 805. Siddharth, no, that is Siddhant. Siddhant, can you unmute yourself? Siddhant? Oof.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let us go ahead. So free the body from all external agencies. So ये जो बीम है उसके लिए external कौन कौन है वो आप मुझे पहले बताओ.
Gravity.
Yes. So Earth is external. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So I have shown this beam AB here by a line. I call this end as A. I am going to call this end as B. Are you with me? Now,
Yes,
gravity is external. So what the gravity must have been doing on this beam? It must be pulling it down by its self weight. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Irony is, even though you call it as self weight, it is not the inherent property of the body. It is external action. If you change the planet, the self weight of the body is going to change because the planet is going to pull it with different force of gravity. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, it is external. Now, where should I show that self weight? Tell me. Where should it be shown?
So can you repeat the question?
Where should I show the self weight acting on this beam maybe?
In the middle, right? Because there is no as such fixed point to it.
So that means through center of gravity. That's what you are saying?
Center of gravity. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So for this beam, center of gravity, center of mass, and centroid, they all will coincide. So we will look at the difference between these three terms later during theory class. But center of gravity for this beam will lie at distance L by 2, that is half a meter. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, if it is so, just tell me, all other parts, are they weightless?
No, sir.
No. So in fact, when I show the self weight acting at this point, that is an idealization. I idealize that entire weight is concentrated at this point. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
But truly speaking, the weight is acting all along the length. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So if I cut a small portion here, that small portion is also going to have some weight. So therefore, I understand that it is acting all along, but I am going to show it to be acting through the center of gravity. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, what will be the reason that I have shown it as dotted? Tell me.
Because not the part of the body, it's an external force acting on it.
No. In FBD, we have to show all the external forces, what all external agencies must have been doing. So ये तो दिखाना है. But if you look at the experimental procedure, the value of RB due to self weight has been subtracted from all the readings. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, in calculation of experimental RB, I am not going to consider the portion of RB generated by this self weight. Happy?
Yes.
Therefore, though needs to be shown technically, I will not show this in free body diagram. Happy?
Yes, sir.
क्यों नहीं दिखा रहा हूं? Because जो experimental RB calculate किया है उसमें से initial reading subtract किया. That initial reading was talking something about the reaction produced at B due to self weight of B. So वो ही निकाल दिया है. So that means in my analytical expression also I should not consider self weight. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So though under normal circumstances in free body diagram, though it is self weight, it is external because it is applied by earth on the body. I have to show that. But in this particular case, I am not going to show it in free body diagram. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let us go ahead. What else is external to this beam? Tell me. Is hinge support at
From
A
the-
external?
Yes, it is external.
So I free the body from hinge support. So I have not shown any hinge support here. But now I must show what the hinge support must have been doing. So can you tell me what does hinge support do? It
It changes the
offers
center of mass.
no. It offers hinge support offers reactions. How many reactions can a hinge support offer? Only two orthogonal reactions. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
ये last class में हमने किया था. So if you listen to the last class carefully, you will see that the hinge support can offer only two force reactions, no moment reaction. So one force reaction if it is in vertical direction, other force reaction in horizontal direction. They are orthogonal to each other. I am going to call this as VA. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And I am going to call this as HA. Now, natural question will be, why have I shown VA upward and HA towards right? No, it's not like that. You can choose any sense you want. At the end of the analysis, if negative sign shall emerge, it means that originally assumed sense is incorrect. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
तो देखो हिंज सपोर्ट कितने रिएक्शन ऑफर कर सकता है, हमने लास्ट क्लास में इलेबोरेटली डिस्कस किया है. इट कैन ऑफर ओनली टू फोर्स रिएक्शंस एंड दोस टू फोर्स रिएक्शंस मस्ट बी म्यूचुअली ऑर्थोगोनल टू ईच अदर. तो वो कैसे दिखाया है? एचए और वीए जैसे दिखाया. आर यू विथ मी?
Yes, sir.
नाउ एट बी देयर इज अ रोलर सपोर्ट. इज इट एक्सटर्नल टू द बीम?
Yes, sir.
So I have freed the body from roller support. I have not shown roller support here, but I have to show what the roller support can do. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And how many reactions can a roller support offer? It can offer only one force reaction. In this case, it is going to be upward. So I am showing that reaction. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And as there is no horizontal reaction at B, only vertical reaction at B. So I am going to call this as RB instead of calling it as VA and HA, VB and HB. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
If I have to write down the reaction at A, what should I do? It is RA, which is equal to square root of HA square plus VA square. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And what is the angle that RA makes with horizontal? Tan inverse of HA by VA. Tan inverse of VA by HA. I'm sorry. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I can either represent the reaction at A as RA and theta or RA and alpha, or I can write it as HA and VA. Happy?
Yes.
Okay. So now I have shown what the supports must have been doing on this beam. What else is external to this beam? Tell me.
The load, which is
Yes, this mass
from the-
M1 which is suspended is external. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So corresponding to this, there will be a force of amount M1 into G. That is W1. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this M1 into G is nothing but W1. That I will show here. Happy?
Yes.
W1. And it's not sufficient to show W1 like this. I have to also show its distance from one of the supports. Happy?
Yes.
And this is X1. What is W1? W1 is M1 times G. Happy?
Yes, sir.
चलो अब इसमें नोन क्वांटिटीज कौन से है जरा बताओ मुझे. For any given trial of the experiment, RB is experimentally measured, but we have to calculate it analytically. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So RB is unknown. I hope you agree with me.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
But for that trial, for that observation, X1 is known. Happy?
Yes.
G is known. M1 is known. Therefore, W1 is known. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
The length of the beam 1 meter is known. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what do I need to obtain now? Tell me. I need to obtain this RB. Is this free body diagram complete? Yes, free body diagram is complete in all sense. I need to obtain now RB. But if I look at the free body diagram, how many unknowns are there? Is HA known? No. So HA is one unknown, BA is one unknown, and RB is another unknown. So how many total unknowns are there? 3 unknowns are there. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, question is, if I were to find out these 3 unknowns, how many equations do I need?
3.
Yes. So I somehow now need to cast the 3 equations. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
चलो ये equation cast करते हैं based on our observation. Now tell me, when you are performing this experiment, the way I have told you to perform the experiment is being moving in X direction. Let me call directions as, let us say this is X direction. Let us say this is Y direction. Are you with me?
Yes.
And let us say coming out of the plane of boat towards you is Z direction. Now you need to tell me, while the way I told you the experiment, the way in which the experiment is performed, is this beam going to move in X direction?
No.
No. So what is its velocity in X direction? Tell me. Velocity of beam in X
0.
direction. 0. And does it remain 0 throughout the experimental observation period?
Yes, sir.
It remains 0. So if it is 0 and it remains 0, can you tell me what is the acceleration, linear acceleration of the beam in X direction?
0.
So can I write AX equal to 0?
Yes, sir.
Beam ka acceleration, linear acceleration in X direction is 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
चलो अब मुझे बताओ why it is 0? Not because Vx is 0. No, no. Vx is 0 and it remains 0. दोनों important. Therefore, AX is 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, can you tell me Newton's second law? जरा बताओ न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ का स्टेटमेंट हमने किया ना थ्योरी क्लास में. Algebraic sum of all the forces in X direction must be equal to rate of change of momentum in X direction, and if mass is constant, it must be equal to mass into acceleration in X direction. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This is the statement of Newton's second law. What is the value of acceleration? Tell me.
0.
By observation. By observation, AX is 0, and therefore I must have summation Fx equal to 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So algebraic sum of all the forces in X direction must turn out to be 0. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
This is the first equation. चलो अब दूसरे इक्वेशन की तरफ जाते हैं. What is summation Fy? Did this beam move in Y direction during the observation?
No.
थोड़ा सा हुआ होगा, मतलब ये स्प्रिंग कॉम्प्रेस हुआ होगा थोड़ा सा, तो थोड़ा, लेकिन after that it has come to rest. Do you agree with me?
Rest. Yes, sir.
So it is not moving in Y direction. So what is its velocity in Y direction?
0.
0, and it remains 0. Therefore, acceleration, linear acceleration in Y direction is 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is the second equation? It is mass into acceleration in Y direction which happens to be 0, and therefore it is 0. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
These two equations are written in terms of forces. Third equation we are now going to write down in terms of moments. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, summation of moments of all the forces about z-axis passing through A. कौन सा point है? A. This should be equal to what? Tell me. Mass will be now replaced by moment of inertia about z-axis passing through A. Do you agree with me? Multiplied by angular acceleration
Angular
about
acceleration.
z-axis passing through A. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This is Newton's second law in context of rotational motion. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This IZA is nothing but mass moment of inertia about z-axis passing through A. Mass is replaced by that. And this is angular acceleration about z-axis passing through A. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, tell me, throughout the observation, was this beam rotating about z-axis passing through A? Rotate कर
No.
रहा था क्या?
नहीं.
नहीं. So what is the angular velocity or angular speed about z-axis passing through A? कितना है? बोलो.
0.
0. And did it remain 0?
Yes.
It remained 0 throughout the observation. So what can you say about alpha ZA? It has to be equal to 0.
0.
So this also turns out to be 0. This is the third equation. So we have now 3 equations and 3 unknowns. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now these 3 equations have a special name. Can you tell me the name? आपने 11th 12th standard में without questioning ये यूज किए हैं. कोई क्वेश्चन किए बिना कि ये सही क्यों है, ऐसे पूछे बिना यूज किए. बोलो इनको क्या बोलते हैं? Anyone, can you tell me the name of these equations? Anyone?
Kinematic equations.
No, there is no kinematics involved here. Equations of equilibrium. सुना है ये नाम?
Yes, sir.
Equations of equilibrium. What are the equations of equilibrium? Summation fx equal to 0, summation fy equal to 0, and summation of moments of all the forces about z-axis passing through a point under consideration is 0. These three collectively are called as equations of equilibrium. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is our notion of equilibrium? Chalo, notion of equilibrium क्या है? What do we mean by equilibrium? Can you tell me now?
All the forces nullify each other.
No. That is the consequence. That is the consequence of maintaining equilibrium. By definition, what is equilibrium? If a body exhibits zero acceleration, then it is in equilibrium. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, तो zero acceleration का मतलब है it can be linear acceleration or rotational acceleration. The body may be in equilibrium as far as linear motion is concerned, but it may not be in equilibrium as far as rotational motion is concerned. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
चलो अब एक और चीज करते हैं. Imagine that this beam would not have been static. Let us say it is moving with constant velocity. Still acceleration will be 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Let us say the beam is moving in x direction with constant velocity. Still ax will be 0. So still summation
Yes,
fx
sir.
equal to 0 will be satisfied. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is the notion of equilibrium? The notion of equilibrium is the body should exhibit acceleration equal to 0. If body exhibits acceleration equal to 0 and it possesses 0 velocity, then we call it as a static equilibrium. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And if the body possesses constant velocity and therefore acceleration is 0, still the equation holds good, but we call it as dynamic equilibrium. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Because the body is moving. So this is the case of what? Static equilibrium or dynamic equilibrium?
Static.
Static equilibrium. So in the process, I have derived the equations of equilibrium. I have not blindly believed them. So once we derive the equation, these equations are based on the observation that the body does not move. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And now we are going to use these three equations to find out three unknowns. Are you with me?
Yes.
Now this process is important for you as far as theory is concerned. So if I use first equation, summation, I need not, because I am not interested in anything other than RB, but let us do it religiously. Let us say I have used summation fx equal to 0. So can you tell me, इसमें क्या क्या आएगा? If I apply summation fx equal to 0, HA, is it horizontal?
Yes, sir.
So HA, is it in positive x direction? Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So I will have to write down plus HA. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
What else is there in x direction? W1 cannot have any component along x. Do you agree?
Yes.
RB will not have any component along x because this angle is 90 degree. Are you with me?
Yes.
So therefore there is nothing else. VA cannot have any component along x direction. So there is nothing else as such. So I have to write plus HA must be equal to 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So we have already got the first reaction. HA turns out to be 0. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, what about summation Fy equal to 0? What does it give me? If I apply summation Fy equal to 0, बोलो HA का कुछ component आएगा vertical direction में?
नहीं.
नहीं. What should I write for VA? Plus or minus VA?
Plus.
Plus VA. Plus VA minus W1
Minus
plus
W1
RB.
Plus RB.
Are you with me? So plus VA.
Yes, sir.
Plus VA minus W1 plus RB must be equal to 0. Happy?
Yes, sir.
This is the second equation. Let us take knowns on one side. W1 is known. VA and RB are unknown. So I will write VA plus RB equal to W1. Happy?
Yes, sir.
This is the equation that I have got. Can I readily solve for VA and RB? No, because it is only one equation in two unknowns. Happy?
Yes, sir.
अब तीसरा इक्वेशन लगाते हैं. Now look at the power of third equation. Summation of moments of all the forces about which axis? About z axis, but passing through A equal to 0. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This implies, चलो. Now about A, कौन-कौन से forces का moment आएगा? HA and VA are passing through A. Their lines of actions are passing through A. So will they cause any moment?
No.
No. Will W1 cause a moment?
No.
Why?
But it's an equilibrium, right? Like,
Can W1 cause
then-
moment about A?
so I did not understand.
No, no. What is the moment of force W1 about A? Where you were present in the today's lecture, right?
Yes, sir.
So W1 का A के about moment कितना है? बोलो.
M1G.
M1G is W1. What is its moment about A? Okay, chalo. Anyone else? Siddharth Iyer, can you tell me? Siddharth? Vanshika, can you tell me? Vanshika Sharma. Vanshika, unmute yourself. No, I'm going to consider you absent if Vanshika has a mic problem. Everyone has a mic problem. Strange. So I will go with Tejaswini. Tejaswini, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can you tell me what is the moment of W1 about A?
M1G X1.
Yes. So W1 is M1G X1. So we will not write it as M1G. We will write it as W1 itself. W1 multiplied by the horizontal distance between A and W1 is X1. So it is W1 into X1. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And how is it? Is it clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Anti-clockwise.
How? You have to forget all other forces. You have to hold the body at A. W1, how does it rotate the body about A? It rotates in this direction, right?
Yeah, sir. It's clockwise.
Clockwise. So if it is clockwise, what is the sign that I have to give? Minus. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So minus W1 into X1. That's what I am going to write down. Happy?
Yes, sir.
चलो और कौन सा फोर्स है? VA and HA, they do not cause any movement about A because their line of action passes through A. Does RB cause a movement about A?
No, sir.
Why?
Because it does not pass through the line of action of force.
So therefore it causes the movement. Are you with me?
No, sir. Can you please repeat that thing?
See, RB's line of action does not pass through A. So it is obvious that it will cause the movement about A, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
As line of action of HA and VA, they pass through A. Therefore, they do not cause movement about A. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
I'm getting afraid now. Please carefully go and listen to the previous lectures. Okay. So now, what is the movement of RB about A? Tell me. Tejaswini? Are you there? Hello? Am I audible?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir.
Now am I audible?
Sir, there are some network issues on your side, I guess, as your voice is breaking.
No, it is possible. Just let me do one thing. I will reconnect. Just give me a minute. Am I audible now? Tejaswini, am I
Yes,
audible
sir.
now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. So Tejaswini, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is the moment of RB about A? Tell me.
M1G into the distance AB.
No, where is M1G coming in picture? I am talking about the moment of RB. Are you with me, Tejaswini?
Yes, sir.
So shouldn't it be RB multiplied by 1 meter?
Yes, sir.
M1G is W1. That has nothing to do with RB. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So it will be RB multiplied by 1 meter. But what is its sense? Is it anti-clockwise or clockwise?
Anti-clockwise.
Yes. So I will write it as plus RB into 1 meter. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And this must be equal to 0. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So how much is RB? Tell me. RB is equal
W1
to,
X1.
it is going to be equal to W1 times X1. Or if I simply write this 1 meter as the length of the beam, it is going to be W1 X1 upon L. Happy?
Yes, sir.
W1 X1 upon L. Now in this, what are the known quantities? W1 is known, X1 is known, and L is known. So have we expressed RB in terms of known quantities?
Yes, sir.
That's what we had to do. We have to find out the expression for RB analytically. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now let us cross verify certain things. Let us say when X1, when the load is on the support A itself, that means X1 is how much? Tell me.
0,
Yes. So when X1 is 0, what happens to RB? Tell me.
0.
That is obvious because when load is on A, the responsibility of resisting load is on VA and RB becomes 0. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, when the load is exactly midway between A and B, then what is the value of X1?
0.5.
What is the value of X? 0.5. That means L by 2. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This is Vinny, L by 2. So if I substitute X1 equal to L by 2 here, what do I get?
W1 by 2.
W1 by 2. So in that case, the responsibility of the sharing load will be equally on VA and RB. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And now, if the load is on B, what happens to X1? Tell me.
1 meter.
So 1 means L. I have to substitute it as L. So if I substitute X1 equal to L, what happens to RB?
W1.
So when the load is on B itself, the onus of resisting that load is only on RB. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So means this is just a physical understanding of the mathematical expression. We have found out the value of RB experimental. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Analytically, I am sorry. So now this analytical value can be compared with experimental value and you can find out the percentage error. Am I very clear about this now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us go to the next case now. Let us come to this case. I am going to draw now free body diagram of beam AD and beam CB. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Chalo, let me draw the free body diagram of beam AD. So kaise dikhega? Free body diagram means free the body from all external agencies and show what the external agencies must have been doing. So what is external to beam AD? Earth is external, but I am not going to show self weight. Why? Because we are subtracting the reading due to self weight from RB. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So self weight nahi dikhaya. Then on one side you have hinge support. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So what should I show here? I have two reactions. One vertical VA. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And another one horizontal, which is HA. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Then at distance X1, you have weight W1. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And here there is a roller support. So I am going to show only one reaction here, and that is going to be equal to RD. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, what is this RD? How do I describe RD? RD is the force offered by beam CB on beam AD through roller. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
It is the force or reaction offered by beam CB on beam AD through roller at D. Happy?
Yes.
ये ध्यान में रखना. Now, ये तो प्रॉब्लम हमने अभी सॉल्व किया था. If this is X1, this is W1, what will be the value of RD? Tell me. अभी किया ना हमने. Same situation. That should be equal to WX1 upon L. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So can I write it as WX1 upon, now instead of L, I will write down it as L1. First span is L1. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So this is L1 and this is L2. Here in this particular case, L1 is equal to L2, but it is not necessary. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this will be equal to WX1 upon L1. I hope you have understood this, how we have derived this. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now let me draw free body diagram of beam CB. How do I draw free body diagram of beam CB? Tell me. There is self-weight, but self-weight I am not going to show for the reason I said. There are going to be two reactions here because there is a hinge support here. So one reaction is going to be VC, another reaction is going to be HC. Happy?
Yes, sir.
And then there is going to be only one reaction here, which I am going to show it as RB. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Now, what should I show at D? Dekho, at D, reaction offered by beam CB on beam AD is RD. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now I am asking the reverse question. What must be the action taken by beam AD on beam CB at D through roller? It must be equal and opposite by Newton's third law. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, here you must be having this force as Wx1 upon L1, but acting in downward direction. Happy?
Yes, sir.
This is very crucial point. देखो मैं फिर से एक बार बताता हूँ. This RD is reaction offered by beam CB on beam AD at D through roller support D. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So I am asking now a question while drawing free body diagram of beam CB. What is the action taken by beam AD on beam CB at D through roller? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So action and reaction are equal and opposite by Newton's third law. So it must be equal to RD but opposite in direction. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So I have shown this as Wx1 upon L1. Now what is this overlap? This overlap is given as 0.2 meter. I am going to call it as A. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this distance is A. Happy?
Yes, sir. Sir, it has nothing to do with the point A, right?
No. That's why I have denoted it by small a. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this A is 0.2 in this case. We will substitute those values later. But now this is free body diagram of beam CB and this is free body diagram of beam AD. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Compare these two diagrams. In beam AD, you had at x1 W1, at that time reaction was Wx1 by L1, where L1 is the span of beam AD. Now in beam CB, you have, instead of W1, you have Wx1 upon L1. Instead of at distance x1, you have it at distance A. Are you with me? And instead of span being L1, the span is L2. So can you tell me what will be the value of RB? चलो बोलो. W के जगह Wx1 upon L1 substitute करना है. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. Into L2.
x1 के जगह A substitute करना है.
Yeah.
And upon L1 के जगह upon L2 substitute करना है. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is the value of RB in this case? Analytically obtained. Analytically obtained value will be Wx1 A upon L1 L2. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Happy?
Yes.
Okay. Chalo. So this is the analytically obtained value of RB. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now the write-up that you will see in that spring balance is provided here in my explanation. In write-up, the spring balance is provided here. So you will be experimentally finding out this value RC instead of RB, and then the expression also will change accordingly. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. So have you provided the write-up yet?
No, I will be providing, but I have intentionally taken this different case so that you understand what is going on. Are you with me? So I want you to go through the entire write-up where instead of measuring reaction RB, you will be measuring reaction at C. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if that is done, then we are done with the discussion for the first experiment, that is reaction of beams. And in reaction of beams, I will be providing you observation table for simple beam, I will be providing you observation table for compound beam, and you will be doing the calculation of analytical value of RB and percentage error. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And you will be also writing down the questions on the backside or at the end of the write-up of this experiment. Happy?
Yes, sir.
You can type the answers. It is not
Yes, sir.
necessary that you write it.
Sir, and what is the submission date?
Means you will come to know that once I make the Google Classroom. I will give you enough time. 2-3 days I will give you. Are you with me?
And sir, do we have to edit in PDF here, or do we have to write it?
No. You can either type it or you can write it on the paper, take the photograph, convert it to PDF and upload. You don't have to
Okay,
write
sir.
down the write-up once again. नहीं, write-up मैंने आपको दिया है, वो पढ़ने के लिए दिया है. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
जो राइटअप में देने वाला हूँ वो आप सिर्फ पढ़ोगे थ्योरी उसमें से. यू ऑब्जर्वेशन टेबल में आपको जो देने वाला हूँ उसके बेस्ड आप कैलकुलेशंस करोगे, इन्फरेंसेस निकालोगे एंड जो क्वेश्चंस है राइटअप के एंड में उसके आंसर्स लिखोगे. ये तीन का एक सेपरेट डॉक्यूमेंट बनाओ. आइदर यू कैन टाइप इट इन वर्ड or you can write it down and take the snapshot, finally convert the file into PDF and upload it on Google Classroom. Am I very clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so with this I think we will stop here today, and in the next class we will start with the next experiment. But before we stop, थ्योरी में इसमें से क्या क्या लगने वाला है वो मैं आपको बताता हूँ. So ये वीडियो आप उस नजरिए से देखना. So what is required in theory? In theory you are going to require the concept of beam that we have discussed. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then you are going to require the concept of supports and what are the reactions various supports can offer. I am not going to discuss this once again in theory. We have discussed it elaborately during our interaction in lab. So तीन तरीके के support है. एक है hinge support, hinged. Then you have roller support. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And तीसरा है fixed support. So I want you to be absolutely conceptually clear about these three supports. You can go back and listen to the earlier recording. And third thing, free body diagram. I am not going to once again spell this out, its definition in the class. And then fourth thing is equations of equilibrium. Are you with me? These four things, we will directly borrow it from this class into the theory. So with this background, let us stop for today. Have a good day. Write down your batch, PRN number and name, and then you can leave the meeting.